rope and kick out at one and then on to the next spot. You know, like, dude, I'm gonna sell that for 2 minutes. You know, like, oh, I think I might be dead for real. And that was something I picked up on early, and I understood selling. I was always complimented on my selling because I understood how important that was for the character to get over with the audience. And I think the biggest mistake they make is emphasizing, the cool move execution over properly selling and establishing a character for audiences to get behind. Like, you can do all the cool moves in the world and that's neat, but if the crowd doesn't like care about you, the person doing those moves, you have to connect with the audience. To authentic over corny, you know, that's difficult because like pro wrestling is a weird animal. Like sometimes corny is cool. Like
10-4.
sometimes people want corny.
Right on.
They want corniness in their hero, their baby face. They want the, and that's that old school wrestling. But people like John Cena's corny, dog. He would do, but you want that.
Right
You
on.
like that.
Right on.
But authentic comes from, like I said, like it's hard because I want to say like not being goofy, but then in pro wrestling nowadays especially, and always there's been a bit of goofiness that's sometimes allowed, So I think the authenticity has to come from selling and presenting the character authentically. And I would always say how, you got these guys that are like 5.5 feet tall, 140 pounds. Yeah, but my character's a killer. My character, ain't nobody believe that shit, man. You don't believe that.
My character's 6'5".
Yeah, but my character, yeah, my gimmick, yeah. But dude, you look like a wet cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here, man.
Was there a drill or habit that you had coming up to work on? How you came across to the audience?
No, there's no drill for that, because that's you, and you gotta. And again, I was always lucky because I got it early on, and I always had it, and I understood how to turn it up in front of the crowd. When I'm working the mic or even in the ring as a baby face. So that's not something you can practice, but you can practice it in the ring by having matches in front of a crowd and figuring out, how you move, how you appear, how you present yourself, and you figure out what they respond to and what they don't. And I would say there's no substitution for reps. That's stuff that you got to get out there. You have to do it. You have to experience it. You have to see what feels comfortable, what the fans buy. It's a process, it's a process. So
now you tell me that all the time.
Yeah.
No substitution for reps.
Yeah. And like I said, authentic over corny is it has to come from within, and if you're a goofy, corny guy, then you're gonna come across as goofy and corny. You have to be authentically yourself. Whatever your character is, it has to be authentic to come across as authentic, and you have to present it authentically. But like I said, it's pro wrestling, so there's a bit of goofiness, a bit of camp, that the campiness that's allowed, that's even wanted.
Right.
Like you look at the I'm trying to think of somebody who's I'll give you a great example of somebody who some guys that got over huge. The Outrunners.
Oh, the Marlboro.
Yeah. They're caricatures of 80s wrestlers. Tell them turd. And dude, it is so campy and it's so like cheesy 80s wrestling. But you love it.
Love it.
And they're so good at it. It's like, yeah, I like that. So
I miss this time. I welcome it.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I guess at the end of the day, for your brother, the authenticity has to come from a place of authenticity, you know. But corniness, it's pro wrestling. Sometimes corniness is allowed. You can be corny, and you can get over in that corny way, and people will like it, and people will allow it. You know, there's lots of exceptions to that rule. If you're a wrestling fan, you can point out, you know, a whole bunch of stuff, and you know, just yeah. If you're corny, you're gonna be corny.
Just be corny. Right on, right on. If you guys want to leave a question for MVP to answer on the show, join our Patreon. The link is in the pinned comment below. Join at the syndicate level or higher, and monthly we reach out to the patrons, ask them to send us some questions, and MVP goes through them, and I bring him which one he wants, and we talk about it.
Also, at this point, if you haven't already, please take a